overall, do you think the top focus should be for media leaders or just the media industry more widely? Like, I mean, I know you speak to media leaders on your podcast and advertising leaders. What are you hearing from them that they're focusing on?
I think one of the biggest things that stood out for me from the interviews we've done and listening today is that if you're going to really succeed as a business moving forward, and if the economy is growing and your revenues are looking better, that investing in really good, thought through training and development plans for your staff at all levels, from entry up to the most senior, the companies that do that are the ones that will start to break away from the rest. And that is what management consultancy firms do very, very well. And I think it's a massive area of growth for advertising to really lean into, is developing and training their staff.
Yeah, and I think this came up at another one of our conferences at the Future of Brands, that especially when it comes to management training and inclusion training, that it's not a kind of one and done situation. No. I think that's maybe a mistake that people think is, I've ticked off that training, whereas actually it should be like a very regular part of your job.
Absolutely. The biggest, most successful companies in the world take a really serious, diligent approach to how they train and develop their staff, because if you are a Google, a Meta, you're going to have to fight fiercely to keep the best people, because at the drop of a hat they can leave and go somewhere else. They'll get a job in no time. So that is the difference, is really helping people feel like they're on a proper path. They don't just do a one-day leadership course.
Mm-hmm. And my other question I'm asking people is, what's one issue that has fallen down the agenda, do you think, which should be reprioritized? Is there anything that isn't getting the kind of the headlines that it should be, or the attention from companies?
Yeah, inclusion, belonging, the diversity topic. It's just people have found new excuses. You couldn't give excuses a year or two ago. People wouldn't allow it. And now people feel like they can again. And that's not that they should. There's still miles and miles in a marathon still to do. And that needs to stay very, very high on the agenda. And those that do will do great from it, from a business perspective, as well as a human and people perspective.
Yeah. So prioritizing training, prioritizing inclusion, you can't really go wrong as a recipe. Some ingredients for growth for any company, but media and advertising probably more than most.
Absolutely. Having a strategy that involves only white males as your leadership team and running the business is a bad business strategy, I think. And some companies seem to be going that route. You need diversity of thought. You need diversity of experience and life experience to really have a long-term successful company. And yeah, I believe those who do that have a long-term success ahead of them.
I think given what you've just been saying, I think I know the answer to this next question, but what would you like to see in the remaining half of the year? This could be for media or just more widely.
That people really implement investing in people, for the benefit of their business and for the people and for the planet. It is the way forward, and you can get some short-term wins by not doing that, but in the end, those companies will thrive.
If you like this video, please subscribe. The Media Leader is the UK's leading source of analysis, opinion and data for people who work in advertising and media.